Finally, you will be asked how you plead. If you want to plead guilty and you do not have a lawyer, the court will assign counsel for you, so you may have a full understanding of your constitutional rights before entering a plea of guilty. Your case will be assigned to a judge, whether you plead guilty or not guilty. Inmates in the county jail have a right to be present. Does anyone wish to be present today? Do you know? Does anyone know?
No one's coming up, Donna.
Okay. Just shuffle these. Okay, there you go.
Start with case number. Number 606162 Down Trend, last name Prinah.
Good morning, Your Honor. Attorney Stephen Trent, 00191034, on behalf of Mr. Trent. Mr. Trent acknowledges receipt of the indictment in advance of 24 hours before the hearing, understands the nature of the charges against him, waives the reading of the indictment in open court, waives any defects in time or manner of service, enters a plea of not guilty, and requests a pretrial date.
All right, I will set a $1,500 personal bond. It will go to the docket of Judge Cassandra Collier Williams, and the first pretrial will be June 20th at 9 a.m.
Stephen Trent, T-R-A-P-P.
Go to case number 604719, Justin Dye. Case is proceeding by way of information.
Good morning.
Bill number 581200. We do have a copy of this information. We're reading defects in service and 24-hour notice. I have discussed with him his right to have this case presented to the grand jury, which we have signed a waiver and are willing to proceed by information. He would ask for a reasonable bond.
All right, the original bond will be continued. $10,000 cash, surety property, or 10%. It'll go to the docket of Judge Timothy McCormick, and Judge McCormick sets his own first pretrial.
Thanks, Mike. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too.
Case number 606253, Donnie Sims.
Good morning.
Your Honor, we've had indictment for more than 24 hours, a waived reading of the indictment.
And
not guilty plea.
okay. The original bond will be continued. It's $7,500 cash, surety property bond. No contact with the victim. It'll go to the docket of Judge Nancy McDonald, and the first pretrial is June 14th at 9 a.m. June 14th at 9 a.m. How many should we do the retained counsel? What's the issue? Well, should we just do the female last? All right. Well, I just don't want all this.
Do some female jails next. Case number 605188, Dakota Bird.
Your Honor, I have Ms. Bird here. She would like to waive the 24 hours notice reading of the indictment which she has received and enter a not guilty plea. Please do find Ms. Bird to be indigent, assigned counsel, set the lowest possible bond to personal bond if appropriate, please.
Okay, thank you. I will set a $2,500 personal bond. It'll go to the docket of Judge Peter J. Corrigan. The first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m., and I will appoint Elliot Resnick to represent her. Oh, and the condition also is that the Sheriff's Department is to transport her to residential treatment at Oak House.
Case number 606244, Bianca Benson.
Hi, Mr. Hilo.
Your Honor, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
All right, I have Ms.
Hi,
Vincent
Mr.
here.
Wilson. Sorry.
Okay, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay, Ms. Vincent would like to waive the 24 hours notice, reading of the indictment which she has received and enter a not guilty plea. Please do find Ms. Vincent to be indigent, assigned counsel, and continue her on the same bond, please.
All right, the original bond will be continued. It's a $10,000 cash surety property, no contact with the victim. I will appoint Mr. Jimmy Mack to represent her. It'll be on the docket of Judge Brendan Sheehan. The first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Case number. Case number 606695, Ashley Duggan. Case is proceeding by way of information. Public Defender's Office was assigned at the first appearance.
That's correct, Your Honor. Ms. Dugan and I did work together to sign the grand jury waiver. We would like to proceed by information charge, waiving the 24-hour notice, or reading of that information charge which she did receive, and enter a not guilty plea to it. Please do find Ms. Dugan to be indigent, continue my office to public defender, continue or lower the bond, personal bond if appropriate, please.
All right, I will set a $10,000 cash surety property bond with court supervised release. It looks like there's a warrant out of Bucks County, PA. It'll go to the docket of Judge Brian Corrigan. The Public Defender's Office will be appointed to represent her. The first pretrial is June 15th at 9:30, and there's a condition of bond. She must obtain a Project Dawn kit before leaving county jail and must provide proof to court supervised release officer for defendant to be remanded.
Case number 606286, Michelle Donahue.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. For the record, Richard Craig, telephone number 623-6614 on behalf of Ms. Donahue. Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt of the indictment more than 24 hours. We have reading in open court and entering not guilty plea at this time, Judge.
Okay, so I will set a $2,500 personal bond with court supervised release.
Thank you, Judge.
It will go to the docket of Judge Stuart Friedman, and Judge Friedman sets his own first pretrials.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Extradition, case number 606957, Brianna Benson.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Detective Ronaldo Gregory, Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office here on Coriana Benson, 8/20 of '94. She's from state of West Virginia, County of Hancock. I spoke with Ms. Benson. She did sign a waiver of extradition, but wish to return.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Corrigan, did you discuss the extradition with her?
Yes, I did, Your Honor. She wishes to waive the extradition hearing and return to West Virginia voluntarily. Thank you.
All right, and Ms. Benson, I do have in front of me what is a waiver of extradition from the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department. And I see that it has your signature on it. Did you sign that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you understand the waiver of extradition?
Yes.
Okay, and you don't have any questions about that?
Could you please send me out immediately?
Okay, so you're ready to go back, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right, thank you, I signed it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
And case number 6. Case number 606068, Stephanie Cameron.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. John DeCuris, 0041786. Your Honor, I was previously assigned that initial appearance. I just spoke to Ms. Cameron. She's parking. If I could ask for a brief continuance.
Okay, we will call her back momentarily.
Thank you.
JO, case number 606469, co-defendant B, Nikki Lester. Co-defendants pending on the docket of Judge Ambrose. This case is proceeding by way of information.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Explained, Brian Tallman, 0084408. To explain the waiver to Mr. Lester, he's aware of waiving a grand jury indictment. We waive reading, notice, letting information, plea of not guilty. As for reduction of bond or personal bond, he's been in jail for about 2 weeks and can't afford the current bond.
All right, I'm going to set a $5,000 cash surety property or 10% bond. It will go to the docket of Judge Dick Ambrose, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Case number 606385, Daniel Wolchowitz. Pending case on the docket of Judge Shannon Gallagher.
Good morning.
Good morning, Charles Swanson, 7810000. We've had an indictment for more than 24 hours, waiving the not guilty.
All right, I'm going to set a $2,500 cash surety property or 10% bond, no contact with the victim. It'll go to the docket of Judge Shannon Gallagher, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Case number 606163, Mark Dixon.
Good morning again, Your Honor.
Good morning.
For the record, Richard Gray, KRA line, telephone number 623-6614, on behalf of Mr. Dixon. Your Honor, we acknowledge receipt of the indictment over 24 hours, waiver reading in the court, and we would ask that and enter a not guilty plea.
All right, I will set a $1,500 personal bond, no contact with the victim. It'll go to the docket of Judge Peter Corrigan, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Appreciate it. Have a nice day.
Thanks, you too.
Case number 605583, codefendant A, Everton Ellis. Codefendant pending on the docket of Judge McClellan.
Good morning, Your Honor. My name is John Luskin, 216-513-6099. We have been in possession of the indictment more than 24 hours. We waive the reading thereof, enter a not guilty plea, and ask that the original bond please be continued. Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Lawson.
You're welcome.
The original bond will be continued. It's a $5,000 cash surety property bond. It will go to the docket of Judge Robert McClellan, and the first pretrial is June 15th at 9 a.m.
Thank you so much, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Case number 606251, codefendant B, Kiana Page. Case is proceeding by way of information.
Good morning.
Morning, Your Honor. She is not here yet, so.
All right, so we'll just wait till she gets here.
Case number 606105, Frank Trucy.
Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning, Mr. Hilo.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. For the record, Henry Hilo, W216-344-9220. Your Honor, we now receive the indictment, waiving the defects of forms of service. I'd like to thank the court for allowing us to continue it today, so we make sure that the future will be good. And we'll never pay that, please.
Okay, I will set a $2,500 personal bond with court supervised release. It will go to the docket of Judge Janet Burnside, and the first pretrial is June 15th at 9 a.m.
Judge, have a nice day.
Okay, thank you too, Mr. Hilo. Okay, thank you.
Case number 606260, Joseph DeLuca.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
For the record, Nancy Jameson, 216-721-7700. Your Honor, first I would like to apologize about yesterday. I got stuck in a sentencing and Judge in the waiver's room, so I apologize. My client is here again today, so thank you for continuing it. We have been in receipt of the indictment for more than 24 hours. We waived reading in open court. We plead not guilty and ask that the original bond be continued. Thank you.
Okay, the original bond will be continued at $5,000 cash surety property or 10%, no contact with the victim. It will go to the docket of Judge Michael Donnelly, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you very much. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Case number 606104, Fatima Pendleton. Pending case on docket of Judge O'Donnell. 606104, Fatima Pendleton.
Can you spell that? I can't.
First name Fatima, last name Pendleton. Pending case on docket of Judge O'Donnell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Black on behalf of this Pendleton. Your Honor, we've received the indictment in excess of a 24-hour period. Waived the reading of the same, entered the plea not guilty, and that's the original bond.
Okay, the original bond will be continued. A $7,500 cash surety property bond, no contact with the victim. It will be on the docket of Judge John O'Donnell, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, thanks so much. Nice to see you too.
Case number 605948, James Lang. Case is proceeding by way of information.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Attorney Nathan Alex on behalf of Mr. Lang. Your Honor, my client did not hear the reading of the rights. However, we waived that and explained to him his rights. We'll also waive the presentation and have this go by way of information and waive the grand jury indictment.
One of our pleaded not guilty has to waive the reading of the indictment. We've had for early information for over 24 hours, and that's that a reasonable bond or is a reasonable bond.
Okay, and you've explained his trial rights to him,
I have.
since he was not here for those, so he's waiving me reading them again to him.
That's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so the original bond will be continued at $5,000, 10% cash with court supervised release. It will go to the docket of Judge Kathleen Ann Satula, and the first pretrial is June 13th at 11 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, do you want to come up for a second? Well, we can make that. All right. Yes.
Case number 605416, David Powlowski, Powlowski.
Your Honor, good morning. Greg Gentile, 404-5864 on behalf of Mr. Powlowski. Will waive reading in 24-hour service and are pleading not guilty. And if the court would accept request possibly a personal bond, or at the very least, I understand a bond recommendation. We would ask for a 10% bond based on the fact that Mr. Powlowski has been on personal since April with no issues, and due to his medical condition, I believe a personal or a 10% bond is appropriate.
Okay, does the state wish to be heard on the issue of bond?
Your Honor, the state would like the recommended bond of $10,000. While there may be health issues should be able to be met in jail. And given the nature of the case with injuries to the victim and that he was driving under the influence, I think the $10,000 bond is reasonable.
Personal or a 10% bond is appropriate.
Okay, does the state wish to be heard on the issue of bond?
Your Honor, the state would like the recommended bond of $10,000. While there may be health issues should be able to be met in jail. And given the nature of the case with injuries to the victim and that he was driving under the influence, I think the $10,000 bond is reasonable.
All right, I am going to set a $10,000 cash surety property bond with court supervised release. I will also include a 10% on that, but it's also going to include electronic home monitoring. And the defendant is not permitted to leave his house other than court appearances. There's no contact with the victim, and he may not operate any motor vehicles while this case is pending. So a condition of the bond would be electronic home monitoring, electronic home detention. So it's a $10,000 cash surety property or 10% with court supervised release and electronic home detention. No contact with the victim. It'll go to the docket of Judge Stephen Gall. The first pretrial will be June 13th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Number 606251, co-defendant B, Hannah Page. Case is proceeding by way of information.
Morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
Jim Riley on behalf of Ms. Page, 0042007. I've explained to my client all of her rights. She was not here earlier, but I've explained that to her. This one by information, we would waive that, waive reading of any of the indictment or language, and enter a plea of not guilty and request the same document.
All right, and so you've explained her trial rights because she was not here for the reading of the rights.
Right.
Okay. And so she's waiving me reading those to her.
Right.
All right, original bond will be continued, $1,500 personal bond with court supervised release. It'll be on the docket of Judge Jose Villanueva, and the first pretrial is June 17th at 9 a.m.
6/17.
Correct.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you.
Sir, your name?
Thank you. See you later, Mr. Riley.
Do a few more J. 594333, co-defendant C, Melvin Robinson. One moment on